It is still really early in the year and the trees already have buds on them. The hedgerow is coming into a life of its own with different varieties at different stages of coming out of hibernation. The first of the flowers are popping up here, there and everywhere, which is bringing a beautiful pop of colour into the views. This is a time for anticipation of what the year has in store for us, and it's exciting to see as nature rolls on through the year. Join us as we find and enjoy these first signs of spring while pottering around with some ongoing jobs. It's amazing the difference, literally just in this tiny little area. You've got dead leaves still, the kind of autumnal colours in the oak tree. You've got this patch here which just hasn't got ready yet and is still refusing to accept that it's spring. And then you've got this little branch here which have leapt into action really, really early. So in this tiny little area, you've got 3 different stages of growth, which is just beautiful. Our plan is to leave the paddocks unmown for as long as possible at the start of the season, and this will allow all the dandelions and natural wildflowers to grow up, and this will provide a source of food for the pollinators nice and early. This is the patio nectarine that I purchased and we put in the ground just before Christmas. So planted in December, and as you can see it has blossom all over and it's a beautiful pink blossom. My understanding was that with new fruit trees you should, if they produce fruit, you should pick them off so that they've got time to establish. However, I went back onto the seller's website and it clearly states in there that they can produce and you can have fruit on the first year of growing. So I am so excited that these may actually turn into nectarines. So we might have fruit grown on our own property within the first 6 months of them going in. Absolutely astonished. The blossom on them is absolutely beautiful, really, really lovely. We finished up the solar panel installation a couple of weeks ago, and so far everything has been working fine and we've been producing electricity, which is really helpful. When we installed the panels, we had to drill through the roof of the container. We made sure that we drilled into the ridges, the highest points. We have had a little bit of water ingress through the screw holes. So today I'm going to take the opportunity while it's warm and dry to pop up there and put some of this sealant paint around the legs of the solar panels where they attach to the container, and hopefully that will stop any of the water ingress. My one and only asparagus spear. I'm told that if it's sort of the size of your finger, thickness wise, you can eat it. So I'm gonna eat it. It tastes so fresh and delicious. I wish I had another 50 of these. I'm not sure I could ever be sick of eating fresh asparagus. Doesn't need to be cooked. Just straight from the ground. Beautiful. Absolute beautiful.
So at last I get to finish the lighting system on the tractor. It needed work lights to enhance the lighting that comes as standard. So on the roll cage we've moved the position of the hazard lamp that's needed to be legally drivable on the road with, and we've put work lights to the front and to the rear. So this is just the final part of creating a wiring loom and tucking it all away safely, because obviously the roll bar regularly gets whacked by low branches and things like that. So now with it all soldered together properly, wired together, I'm able to drive around the farm in absolute daylight, but I do have lights if suddenly there was a total eclipse, and it makes me very, very happy.
This pot came from my dad's backyard. He used to plant things in the hope that they would live. Whatever it was that was originally planted in here has died. But what he did do is he planted bulbs all around the bottom of the plant, and that is what has come up. So we've got some beautiful tulips, and they look as if they're just bursting to come alive. It's absolutely amazing. And in a few days, this is going to be beautiful. First thing on my list this morning is to get the broad beans in. I am not a fan of broad beans, but they're quite easy to grow and my mum loves them. So I'm gonna get some broad beans in and I'll succession plant them, and she'll have a steady flow of broad beans throughout the year. I really like these small pots, so everything has its own little cell. And for broad beans, this will be perfect because they'll be quite big. However, this year I've bought myself a soil blocker, so the rest of my seeds I will do, or the majority of them, all the small things, I'll do in the seed blocker. Mum's broad beans. The other thing that I'm trying to make an effort with this year is to keep account of everything that I plant, how many and when I'm planting them, so that I can start keeping a record as to how long things take, how many we used, how many I planted versus how many actually came through, so that I can start to plan things in the future. Soil blocking is a recipe unto itself. So the plan is to mix the compost with water so you have the right consistency. The right consistency is the critical issue. Push all the compost into the cubes, press it out, and what you end up with is 20 individual cubes, all with their own little indent ready for the seed to go into. The easiest way I find with these tiny little seeds is the end of a cocktail stick, and literally just wet it, and then as you touch the seed it will pick it up. And then it is literally just a case of popping one seed in one cell block, and there we have it. Stay tuned for the next instalment of Mansion Copse Farm, where we'll be exploring a long forgotten treasure. Click subscribe and the little bell to be notified of our next video. Thank you for watching our latest episode of Mansion Copse Farm.